What is matter? Well, matter is the stuff that makes up the universe. So everything that takes up space and has mass is matter. This is every observable thing. So the very, very big planets and stars, things in outer space, all the way down to things that are very, very small. Both living and non-living, all of these things are made of matter. Now, all matter consists of many very, very, very small particles called atoms, and these atoms are constantly moving. Matter can exist in a number of different forms or different states, and there's three main different states of matter. These are solid, liquid, and gas. There are some other states, like plasma. However, these are rarely observed in our everyday lives, so we won't go into them in this topic. Now, the particle theory of matter explains the properties of these different states based on the behavior and the arrangement of the particles that they're made up of. So particles in a solid, like the animation here shows, are close together. They're in a fixed position, which is also quite organized. You can see there that they're in kind of neat rows and columns. And the particles are also vibrating. So although they're not moving far away from their position, they're all constantly jiggling or vibrating around a little bit. So this is why solid objects tend to retain their shape. They don't just collapse and fall apart. And when they're broken, they often fracture or crack along a plane. Particles in liquid are also quite close together, but unlike in a solid, their arrangement isn't organized at all. They're able to flow around freely, which is why we'd call them a fluid. The particles are also vibrating. They're moving around a lot more than they were in the liquid. So this is why liquids are fluids, why they're able to flow, because their particles aren't stuck together in a fixed position. Because they're able to move, liquids are able to flow. Particles in a gas are spread even further apart, and they're also able to flow. These particles don't have any fixed position at all, and there's a lot of space between them. They're vibrating around quite a lot. So this is why gases will flow and will spread out to fill all the available space that they have. So looking at a familiar substance here, H2O, in three different states. So on the left, we've got solid H2O, which we call ice. In the middle, we've got liquid H2O, which we call water. And on the right-hand side, we've got gaseous H2O, which we call steam. So that's the same substance, but in three different states. So in each state, the particles are the same particles. They're not changing at all. But what is changing is the way that the particles are arranged and the way that they're moving. So what is it that causes solid ice to change state into liquid water? And what then causes liquid water to change into steam? Well, to make that change, you have to heat those things up. You need to heat ice to make it turn into water, and you need to heat water to turn it into steam. So it's thermal energy that causes a change of state. So increasing or decreasing an object's temperature, or how much thermal energy it has, can cause that object to change state. So just to look at that changing of state, on the right hand side we've got an object that's changing from a solid to a liquid to a gas because it's being heated. So when it's heated, an object gains thermal energy. That means its particles are vibrating around more. They're moving around more quickly, and they're starting to move further apart. So as the amount of thermal energy increases, because the object's being heated, the particles vibrate more and more, and eventually we get that change of state. So increasing vibration and movement of the particles leads to changes in state from solid to liquid, and then from liquid to gas.